You did a video that I really, really respected where you were like, when I posted content in the very beginning, I wasn't me. I was putting on this mask of who I thought people wanted to see of me.
Yeah.
And people were talking shit. And then I decided, fuck that. I'm going to make content like me. And guess what? People are still talking shit. So why would I not just make more content like me? Yeah. And there's so many people that are watching this right now that are like, I want to make content. And they just feel like, what face should I put on for this? What's some advice that you can give to them on that front? That was a good one.
I mean, I feel like you gave the advice right there, which is like, people are going to fucking hate you no matter what. So you might as well get hated for who you are. You know, I think that in the beginning, for me, whenever you put yourself out somewhere, you anticipate all the bad things that could happen, right? But it's the stuff that you don't anticipate that really bugs you. And I think for a long time, I let a lot of things get to me in the comments. And when I saw articles get written and things get blasted on the internet, and it felt like I took it really personally. And what I realized is that if you like really zoom out, right? One, anything that bothers you that other people say probably has some truth to it. There's something that you agree with. And I think in anything that bothered me, I just accepted that there's truth there. And I think I resisted it for a really long time. And then once I accepted it, I was like, oh, that feels a lot better, right? Because I'm just like, yeah, I can see that. Okay. I can see why you would say that as a person. I get it. And then I would say the second piece is understanding what price you're willing to pay for the success or the impact you want to have. And if the price that I have to pay to have the impact I want is that people hate me, then I guess I have to pay that price. Like, you can't have the upside without the downside. So I think what I stopped doing was I stopped avoiding looking at all the negative. I started actually reading it. Sounds so fucked up.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I really thought of it like exposure therapy. I was like, okay, the more you avoid something, the more it scares you and it makes you anxious. And so I was like, I'm going to read everything. I'm going to Google my name. I'm going to watch everything. And it was really interesting because, like, in doing that process, it also just completely took away any emotional, like, arousal that I got when I would see negative press, negative comments or whatever. And now it's like, I don't want to be like, I feel nothing, but there's like pretty much nothing that anyone can say about me or write on an ad or anything that will bother me. Like, it's actually, I'm like, is it working right? Like, I'm like, wow, because I stopped avoiding it. I acknowledged that there are things that people say, the ones that triggered me were because part of it might've been true, right? And then I stopped trying to change people's minds. Like, I stopped trying to change people's minds. And I stopped trying to be perfect. Like, when I started making content, like, just being really honest here, I'm like, dude, I'm not, like, I'm kind of fucking weird. Like, I am fucking obsessed with business. Like, to the point where, like, we would be at a dinner. This isn't like a show. Like, we'd be at a dinner. It's like me and Alex and a business guy and his wife. And it's like, I have anxiety because she's talking to me about something and I'm trying to listen over here because this is all I give a fuck about. And I'm like, this girl thinks I care about fucking lip gloss. What the fuck? And so it's like, I felt like that was like the 7 years of running Gym Launch together. It was a constant battle there, which was like, people think because I am a woman and I wear clothes and don't look like a fucking suit or whatever, that I have all this interest over here, right? When in reality, like, I'm obsessed with business. Like, I really am. It's what I think about all the fucking time. And I'm obsessed with business because I'm obsessed with people and leadership. And so it is all that I want to think about because I really enjoy it and it's made my life better. And then I look at myself objectively and I'm like, okay, I have a really deep, raspy voice. I make really weird facial expressions. And I'm also married to a guy who's been on the internet way longer than me and that people know of and they don't know who the fuck I am. And so I'm like, there's so many things that could come out of this making content. And once I put myself out there, I saw all of that come out. I was like, oh, wow, you see all the parts of yourself that your brain wants to pretend don't exist. You know what I mean? You see when you make a weird facial expression. You see when you say something funny. You see when you don't show up well. You read the comments, you fucking gold digger, and you're like, Jesus, does it seem like that? I guess so, it does. Right? You hear like, your voice sounds like, are you fucking man? You on testosterone? What is it? And you're like, good God, I know it's deep and raspy, but like all these things come out. And I used to just try and be like, how do I change people's minds? And it was just like, one day I was just like, oh my God, there's no peace there. Like every time that I've been able to grow as a person, it's because I've not grown because I've like had to fight something. I've grown because I've had to accept something. And I accepted that people will not understand me and that I do not fit in a box. And that is also why I like genuinely love who I am as a person. Like I do. I like who I am. I've worked hard to get here. And if people don't understand that and they misunderstand it, then that's the price I pay to help the people that do. And I don't want to waste my time talking to the people who don't get who I am and who have misinterpretations and misjudgments, because why would I waste my energy trying to change their minds when I could be helping these people over here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just looked at it as like, what's the point? I'm going to die one day. Do I want to spend my life trying to change people's minds of like what they think of me? You know, are you a gold digger or are you not? Why is your voice so low? Why are you obsessed with business? There's nothing wrong with you. Like, it's just like, are you really happy? I'm just like, oh my God. You know? My team knows that one.
News headline, is Leila Hormozi even happy?
I know.
YouTube
I'm like,
thumbnail?
well, maybe not in that piece of content when I had been recording for 5 hours and I was tired. You know what I mean? So it's just like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I think the question is this, right? I ask people this, what do you want to have happen? Because they're like, I had a guy, for example, like, I think he's like 15 million followers. And I don't even have that many. Don't know why he asked me for advice, but he was like, Leila, this thing happened. And now all these people think I did this thing, but I didn't do it. Like, what do I do? And I was like, well, did you say you didn't do it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, so now what? He's like, well, they don't believe me. And I was like, so? He's like, well, they're saying all these mean things. And I was like, people say mean things about me all the time. You should look at this YouTube video that went up last night. And he was like, I need to change. I need to get them to believe me. I was like, see, that's the difference. I don't need to get them to believe me, because it's hard enough for people to change themselves and their own minds. Think about trying to change the minds of people on the internet who don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I would say, like, my advice for anybody is just like, you're going to waste so much time trying to change people's minds who don't even like you and are just looking for someone to attack. Or you're going to waste your time trying to change someone's mind who's already made about you. Maybe they're not even a bad person, but they've just made up their mind. And like, it is what it is. You can't get everyone to like you. And I think it's kind of the same as like being a leader. There's so many times I've had to do things that I know how some people are going to judge me on my team. No matter how transparent I can be, how honest I can be, I know that they're going to judge me. And I have to just be okay being judged for it and know that long term, I'm making the right decision for myself, for my life, for my business. And so I would just give that to anybody who's struggling with that.
Yeah. Well, I think you're fucking sick. So there you go.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, keep that one. Yeah. No.
You guys remember that.
Yeah,
okay?
you guys remember that. Yeah, you remember that.
Sick.
Yeah, leave comments for Leila. Tell her she's sick. But no, like Dave Ramsey's got that quote where it's like, we buy shit, we buy things. Sorry, Dave, power of Christ. We buy things we don't need with money that we don't have to impress people that we don't like, right?
Yeah.
It's like, who cares? And the reason I brought that up was because like your advice on that, you talked about it recently, but you talked about it before. And, you know, I'm just new to the media game. And now it's like I've got like a smaller following, but like it's getting up in the few hundred thousands. And now I post a video and I'll get a few million views on a video. And I'm like, I'm going to just convince all you guys that I'm not a scam on Instagram. Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. And I found myself like literally feeling like I was about to get in a fight. You know, I'm like, adrenaline is going over this random stranger's comment. And the realization that I had from like what you said was, I was like, I don't care about those people's opinions. Like, those are the worst people.
Yeah.
They're spending their free time going on the internet to shit on random people that they don't know. Who cares?